common mistakes that first-time buyers or archers make. They go with too long of a draw length, which you can read more about that and see that in the video below about anchor points. And you can see me go through too short, too long of a draw length. But one of the first common mistakes people make is they go into a bow shop and they think that they're a 30-inch draw, but they're 5'10", and the odds of that happening are slim to none. Make sure your draw length is correct. Make sure you have the right draw length. I see guys are way back here and they're shooting and shooting and shooting. And I say that's the #1 mistake because when you're a beginner, you're nervous. And instead of telling the shop that you think it's too long, maybe they have a new guy that's working with you and they don't know what they're doing that well and they don't have your draw length set up. You want the right draw length so you can shoot well. Mistake is buying a bow that doesn't fit your mission, and we have that in our bow buying series. But I have guys that want an 80-pound bow, but they're hunting whitetail and they're hunting turkeys and tight confined spaces, but they can't draw it back. And by all means, if the high poundage is something that you can do, go for it. I'm all for the energy. I'm all about the Cam Hain bows and blowing through stuff and blowing up shoulders if you can draw it back. I watched Cam Hain's with his bow the other day, and he can draw it back easy, but his son can't. And true, it's a stout son of a gun. So pick a poundage. Don't make the mistake of thinking you gotta be big and tough. If you can't draw it back easy, second biggest mistake people make is getting too high of poundage. Let's just go a little bit lower with your poundage to start off with. That's a pretty simple, easy fix. Learn to shoot, slowly build that poundage up. After a few weeks, you'll keep inching up on that poundage. So step number 3, or not step number 3, but mistake number 3 that I think people make when buying new bows or being new to archery overall is that you track your animal too quickly. Give the animal time. I know this has nothing to do with like your actual setup, but so many times we have new guys come in, they make a marginal shot where that deer's dead, but they go bump it within 30 minutes and it runs off and you're never gonna find it. Take your time, look at where you hit, throw a camera up, use a GoPro, know where your shot was, find your arrow, mark it. When in doubt, actually back out. I've been there a million times, and that's what I highly suggest. I found a 166 class deer last year because my buddy said, let's back out. The next morning we came in and found him just about where we thought he had died, but he was still alive. So we had to make one more shot to finish him off. It makes you sick that they suffered, but at least we found him, we finished him off, and we got the meat. So mistake number 3 is tracking too early.